Hey yo, what is up guys? Your boy's back. I am back wearing my Randy Orton shirt. So you know what that probably means. It means I'm probably reviewing Clash at the Castle 2022 show. And this show was absolutely amazing. It lived up to the hype. The fans here were just amazing and they just had a really great show here. Just a great, I hope they play this show again next year. They do another one of these. And yeah, I was actually quite a big fan of this show, so let's get into it. Show opened with Damage Control versus Asuka, Alexa Bliss, and Bianca Belair. So we had a really good open women's match here. It went really long too, if I remember correctly. It featured a lot of Damage Control working over Asuka and Alexa Bliss, and Bayley picking up the pin over Bianca Belair. This was a good match here. I thought it was a good match to open the show. The girls here, they just came off like such big stars. And yeah, I have to say, this was actually a really good way to open the show. A really just... The issue with it is that WWE has done so many six-man tags over the years. It's just been like... And I understand like it's been around for so long, but it just feels like, oh, here we go, another six-person tag. And it's kind of hard for them to kind of stand out from each other nowadays. But they didn't do such a bad job here, and... yeah, good match here. So next up we had, in my opinion, which was the match of the night, and wow. That's all I can really say about this match is just wow. Sheamus might be one of the most underrated wrestlers ever when you actually like look back at everything this guy's done and how he's been just a total cornerstone of the company for as long as he's been around. And... you know, here he is in 2022, still going strong, coming out here and having a match like this with Gunther. And I've seen some Gunther matches. I haven't seen a lot of him, but here he has the best chops in the business. Those things are just nasty, and he has just amazing, just a hard hitting physical style. Same as Sheamus, and this was just a wicked fight. The entire match, you could just see it all over Sheamus's body. Those chops were paying off, and this was a pro wrestling match, just an old school some wrestling. This was wrestling is what this was, just old school shit here. And it was fucking awesome. Sheamus at the end, though he lost, he went for the bro kick and his back gave out on him. And then Gunther picked up the win. But the fans, they gave him the Chris Benoit treatment. They all cheered for him after the match, even in defeat. He gave it everything he had. And the thing about this was, so I like to emphasize on this, a lot of like the moves and stuff they were doing, that you could see people visually reacting in the crowd. I'm going to get back to this later, but you can see like how these chops and these punches and these kicks are just landing and everyone's feeling every hit of the match, and they're just hanging on every move that these guys are doing. Sheamus, like I said, so underrated, man. Like, I'm going to have to go back and watch a lot of this guy's matches. Like, when he was with the Bar was great. In 2012, he had a great championship run. I don't think Sheamus gets a lot of the credit he deserves, and because a lot of the indie fans kind of shit on him because it's what they do. But Sheamus is a really great wrestler, and I think this match proved it here. So, yeah, Imperium's back together. I should really throw that in there. And, yeah, amazing match. This will probably be in my top 10 matches at the end of the year. So, not enough good things to say about how great that match was. Shout out to Sheamus. Shout out to Gunther. Amazing match, guys. Amazing performance, great sports feel to it. Loved it. Next up, we have Liv Morgan versus Shayna Baszler. I actually really liked this match. I liked how Shayna was going after the arm, working the arm, and doing a great job of having Liv Morgan be this great underdog champion. I think she's doing a really great job in the role. She was looking smoking fucking hot on the show with that white attire. Anyways, moving on. Shayna, she did a great job here. We finally get to see a little bit of the Ace of Spades again, which she was in NXT, and yeah, really great for both of them to have a big match on the show. Good for Liv Morgan picking up the win, and yeah, I think they're going to be building to a match between Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey down the road here. So yeah, they're just going to keep building up Liv Morgan towards that match. So yeah, good match here. What do we have next up here? Next up was the tag match with Edge and Rey Mysterio, the SmackDown 6. Shout out to them back versus the Judgement Day. It kind of sucks that the Judgement Day is kind of like having to deal with Edge in a way. Like, that's how I kind of felt during this match, was that they're like having to take losses and stuff, but it's not actually hurting them. They're actually coming out stronger and stronger. They've actually gotten better and more important, I'd say, as this whole thing's went on with Edge. And Edge, great entrances with Rey Mysterio. Their attires were so cool. And we had a pretty good match here, a really good tag match. There were some botches and stuff, which I was not like. I was like, those don't really look all that good. But all in all, the match here was actually really quite fun and quite entertaining. And yeah, it was a good match overall. Like, it was a decent match, a good little undercard match. But yeah, it wasn't really as great as I think it could have been. But oh well. What this match will be remembered for is the Dominic heel turn at the end. I didn't see that coming. I heard the rumors about it, but I was like, I don't know if he's actually gonna turn. And then when it happened, he kicked Edge in the nuts, and then he slammed Rey Mysterio, and it's like, oh shit, that got me. That was really shocking shit. So just to see it happen, and watching Raw and stuff, and seeing what they're doing with him now, it's really interesting to see where they're gonna go with it. So yeah, so a decent match here. Next up, so I know I'm going to get some hate for this, but this is probably the worst match of the evening, and I'm going to explain why. Matt Riddle versus Seth Rollins. Now, I know what you're thinking, why is this the worst match of the evening? I'm just going to say it. So everything I was saying earlier about how Sheamus and Gunther, they had this great story, and they had all the moves mattered, the punches, the kicks, and the people were just buying into them. That was not the case here. You have them hitting these crazy moves, and I'm specifically talking about Matt Riddle here because I'm really giving Matt Riddle a lot of flack for this, and both those guys a lot of flack for this because I think they could have this match a lot better. And yeah, Matt Riddle would just not sell anything, and a lot of the moves would happen, and it'd be there'd be no emotion or anything behind the moves. They were just hitting moves, and none of them had any weight or emotion, like the Sheamus and Gunther match, where they had weight and emotion to every hit. In this match, they hit a big move, and then Matt Riddle's back up, and then he hits another move, and it's just you can see people in the crowd not reacting to it, and even though they're hitting these crazy moves on each other, so that's why that's really my issue with the match. And yeah, it really hurt the whole match because they just did not have the emotion that this match really should have had, because they had just such a great build up to it and that great segment on Raw. So yeah, that's my problem with the match there, and I know that's probably gonna piss people off, but hey, go back and watch the match and ask yourself why they're hitting these moves but none of them have any emotion behind it. So I gave my piece. Anyways, main event time. Let's talk about it. This match here, it's a big can of worms. So Drew McIntyre's entrance. So let's just start off with the build. The build was great. The stadium show, having Drew in the main event, great. 10 out of 10. Roman Reigns, great heel. Business runs off him. Great. 10 out of 10. Drew McIntyre's entrance, Broken Dreams. I fucking popped huge. I stood up when I heard that come out. I was like, yeah, boy. Because I'm a total loser. Anyways, Roman Reigns comes out, great entrance, just looks sleek as all hell, just a superstar, just comes out, knows who he is, just the total boss. And everything I said that was great about the Gunther and Sheamus match, here we go again. Great storytelling, great emotion in the match, great facials by both guys. You could feel the hits, you could feel the momentum shifting. You could, the kickouts, watching this match live, it's oh shit. Is he going to kick out? Is he going to kick out? And then he kicks out. They booked Drew super strong in this match. He was kicking out of spears, kicking out of Superman punches. He was dominating the match. This is an old school storytelling match. People are like, oh, the match. Some people said the match wasn't fast enough. They're 250-pound plus guys. They ain't moving around fast, but they told the stories that they were supposed to tell, and they had this great dramatic match. And at the end, here's the thing. It's not that Drew lost that I hate the match. It's what happened after the match and how they treated it. That's the shitty thing. Because this was a great fucking wrestling match. From bell to bell. All the way from even the ending. Even though it just killed the crowd and it was so deflating. Because Drew was so over here. And I'm so happy that, you know what? Maybe he didn't win the championship, but the crowd was so receptive towards him. And I know what they were trying to do at the end with having Tyson Fury sing the song and get the crowd back into it, but it just didn't work because everyone wanted to see Drew win. Because, like I said, the best thing I can possibly say about this after, because I was pissed that Drew didn't win, but that's why it's like having a sports team, and I was into this match like a sporting match, and that like a sport, like watching a hockey game or watching the fucking last inning of of a tight baseball game. It's like that's how this match felt, like a sport, and that's how it's supposed to feel. And these guys were amazing. Shout out to Roman Reigns. He had a great match here. Solo Sikoa, he interfered in the match, so he's going to be getting the rub in the last about 6 months. I'm assuming 6 months to a year of the bloodline, because I assume they're going to be going somewhere in that direction. They're going to be, I don't know. I'll talk about that in a future video about the future of the bloodline in another video, but overall, I have to give this show a huge thumbs up. WWE, they did an amazing job with this show. I'm so happy for Drew McIntyre. I'm so proud of all those guys. They all like just left it out there. The only thing I didn't like on the show was the Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle's performance is just, to be honest, and I hate being hard on Matt Riddle because I do like him, but I just wish he would have sold him out moves, but whatever, you know how it is. Everything else was good. Sheamus, Gunther, amazing. Everything else was decent. So, yeah, great show here by WWE. Again, my star ratings down in the description below. We're going to talk about some more pro wrestling later here in the week. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, so yeah, we're going to make some more videos about that. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought of the show. I personally loved it, and a great show here, great crowd. Just great. Anyways, peace out, guys.